welcome, as John Oliver would say. I am here with my show family, Sunny Anderson and Rossi Ross Mathews.
Hi,
And I found a story that gave me such life-affirming feelings that I sent it in. There is a man whose story is out of Long Beach, California. I just thought, I have to talk to this person. So his coffee shop is doing so much good in the community. Please welcome Tommy Lee.
Hi, Tommy.
Hi,
Happy you're here.
thank you so much for having me.
Will you tell us, it's your story, but you opened up a coffee shop, an establishment, if you will.
Yes.
And can you tell us what the intention behind it was and what the history is of why you did it? So
I set out last summer to open up a coffee shop dedicated to my late girlfriend who passed away. Her name was Rain Lim. So October 1st, 2022, we were driving home from an event at like 1 in the morning. A wrong-way driver on the freeway was drunk. He was driving the wrong way. We were taking one of those little carpool flyovers that take you single lane over to the next freeway. We were 10 minutes from home, not even. And he hit us at the top of that. Immediately, the first thing I did was wiggle my toes, ironically enough, because I know that if you can still wiggle your toes, you're not paralyzed. And I learned that from Grey's Anatomy. And I wiggled my toes, and then obviously in that moment, Rain was sleeping. But she had a couple seconds with me where she did share, the one thing she told me was she said was, look after my girls. Oh. And she was gone after that. And that's something that I've never shared publicly. But when she passed, I was fighting a firefighter to not pull me out of the car, right? And at that point, it was so crazy because they were just they knew already. I remember looking at the firefighting crew that was there, and they did the nod, and I knew, right? I had watched enough shows to know that it's not happening. This is not happening. This is not happening. And at that moment, Jaws of Life came out, and they pulled me out. And, I think when I was basically rushed into 3 or 4 emergency surgeries right away. So I had surgeries, and I was put into a medically induced coma for almost 2 weeks. And then I woke up, and I think I could tell everyone didn't know if I remembered or knew that Rain was gone. But that was the first thing I did. I woke up at 3:33. And that was that's my angel number now. I have 333 222. And then here's the crazy story was my brother came in. He was like, do you know what the address for this hospital is? And it was 999 Tustin Avenue. It was Tustin Global. And that was Rain's angel numbers. Wow. But I think creating a space like Rain's Place was so important because I think now I always tell people it's so much bigger than me. And I think I had always known I wanted to open up a coffee shop. And I think me having the ability to finally make it happen, and it started coming to life really quickly. And I always tell people, now that I'm about 6, 7, 8 months in now, and we're about to open our doors in a few weeks officially with our brick and mortar.
Because you had a pop-up that went crazy successful.
We still have a pop-up right now. So right now, they're serving coffee right now.
Excellent.
As we're talking.
It's there in Long Beach,
there.
And you're about to go into a permanent space.
We are about to go into our permanent space.
Yeah. Congratulations. I'm sure the reaction's been unbelievable.
It's been a lot.
Well, and you guys met over coffee. You and Rain met because of coffee. That's why the coffee shop.
I still remember when she came in as a customer, and
You were a barista?
I was a barista, part-time at the time. It was my first year in, and I started working coffee part-time, and I didn't think I'd ever fall in love with it, and now I own a coffee shop, and I think it's crazy to think that, all of this kind of tied back to then.
You also, I believe, provided a wall for people that they could put a note on?
Well, not just a note, right? A specific kind of note. We have one here. Tell us
they're
about
called
this.
rain checks. So they're inspired by little diner guest checks. When I did my first pop-up, it was supposed to be for friends and family, and I wanted everyone to bless the space. So I wanted everyone to Sharpie on the really poorly painted walls before I started doing construction, and then eventually it pivoted to this. And then my brother came up with the idea, said, call it rain checks. And my sister was like, I'll graphic design it. And then next thing you know, we have a couple hundreds of these all filled out with people's stories, that pertain to loss. You know, people have written it to Rain herself, but I think it kind of evolved, and I realized that this is one of the many platforms that Rain's Place aims to do and give people just a space. You know, these couple lines mean so much to people, and people now have come back regularly to write multiple, and some people just bring it home with them. When you're in line, what oftentimes happens is like someone will come up and they'll see me and they'll just look at me and they'll order a matcha latte and then they'll just start crying. They'll just start sobbing. And
What
then
do you do when that happens?
everyone stops. And I think that's always a gentle reminder to me, and I think to everyone in line. No one's like sitting there like, yo, hurry up. Right? I think everyone's there for the right reason. Right? And at the end of the day, if you want to just come and visit Rain's Place to get a coffee, that's totally fine. But I think it's for the people that do want to slow down and have a moment with me. Right? So they'll often see me, they start crying, and then, you know, I stop service. You know, and like, or we move to the side a little bit, we'll make sure we still get their drink, and then we just have a moment to chat. Right? And I think that is something I always remind my team now too, right? Is that like, that is the exact reason why this place exists and why this is so important to us. And that's why, like, that's something we should be cultivating every single day. And fun fact about Rain's Place is that it's fully funded by customers I've served.
The community really came through for you.
Yeah.
That's sensational.
Yeah. So amazing.
Thank you so much for doing what you do. There's really nothing I can say that I think it just needs to be your words with these wonderful questions. And since you're opening a permanent location for Rain's Place, our friends at Restaurant Depot, they want to send you a $5,000 shopping spree gift card just to help you out. Just a little, you know.
So crazy. Wow.
I'd like to match it if you don't mind at $10,000. Would that be okay?